I'm going to talk about several projects, and I want to make clear how for us it's so important the lecture of the context, and not only the context in the physical way, also the context in the cultural way. We start always to study the culture from the city or the country that we work, also the pre-existences, the history of the site. And all our doing is based in the dialogue. Dialogue is a word that I like because it expresses a lot our architecture. No? In this lecture, I start with an intervention in my city, in the center of the old city, in Barcelona. That is not only one project, it's 3 projects that make a square. In behind the market, the Boqueria, it's a very important area in Barcelona with a lot of history. I express my thought about city, how the city is articulate, more that a strong geometry. More, I look at the Middle-aged city, that all these places are more articulated. Instead of clear geometry, and I try to do in this way. No, the title of the lecture is "Articulated City." No, also it's dialogue, it's articulation, it's words that I feel very near, and I think represent very well our architecture. Hello, first of all, sorry, my English is not like Carlos Muro English. But I hope I'm going to be understood. I want to, can you close a little the light, please? Sí, Muro, Carlas, no impossible? Ah, sí? Okay. I start to explain the intervention in Barcelona, in the center of Barcelona, La Plaza La Garduña, and I want to show how important it is to me to understand the context, to enter in dialogue with the context, to study the site. This is the Ramblas. I suppose everybody knows Barcelona, the Ramblas de las Flores. Here the market, and behind the market was for several years a space completely broken. And the competition was to build in one side houses, in the other side one school that in that moment of the competition was in this old hospital with a beautiful claustro, courtyard. And they decide, the municipality, to move, to transform this in the library, in the National Library, and to move here. No, the first thing that I did is to study a little the old city. No, and for example, because the shape that the limit of that the municipality gave us for the competition was a square, facing its building and looking at the center, no? And I start to observe the old city, and I observe the Plaza Real, no, with this regular shape. That all the housing are equal, every house looking at itself, no, focus in a center. And for another hand, this is the back part, no, is the context that I find, no. This is the Plaza Real that I explained you, how is a site for the bourgeois, no, that all the bourgeois look at itself
and saying this is our side. No? For another hand, I discovered the Plaza del Pino, this medieval urbanist that this church articulate these small areas, square, and I said, because these areas are more domestic, I say, I want to go in this direction. No? Also because sorry, I go back and the Raval, this neighborhood, is with a lot of different level of society that all cross around. And I say, I want to express this kind of society. I don't want to make a static square looking at the center. And I make the project observing each corner, each perspective. I spend a lot of time sitting in the square, in this back part, observing the movement of the side, of the people moving, and this is all the perspective. No? But for example, the perspective here, there is a theater. No? I wanted to make more dignity for this theater, more, and the most important, with this, I start the project, no? Because the line of the competition made me do here the housing. And I say, I don't want, this is the passage here, near the Boqueria. And I say, after this passage, I want to see the sun. I want to see not a facade. Doesn't matter if it's the most beautiful facade in the world. I want to see the sun. And if the sun is reflected through over the trees, better, no? And also there was another passage here that the building that we must, yeah, okay. Now, it's only to express how carefully that I make each perspective, no? To control each perspective, because in a way I am doing no two buildings. I am doing a piece of city, and city is movement of people, perspective, and I try to control. This is the line that the competition gave us. No, you see the passage, how the passage finished with that. For me, this was a mistake, and also how this narrow, no, and my thought with the Plaza del Pino. I say I want to make the small spaces articulated, no, and for example, all this, no, and to me very important is to continue the line of the facade of the existing building, continue with me, no? And the people pass underneath, no? But how I wanted to win the competition, I had to I cut half part of the housing. I had to put the housing in a way. And I say, okay, I'm going to make this shape, permitted to pass the people underneath, to open the courtyard, to permit all the houses with circular area, transversal area, no? And here is the first model, you see how, and this is the school. At the beginning of the competition was not the commission of the prolongation of the facade of the market, but with this idea not to look at the center, to give dynamism, and also because I want to change the scale of the building. I explain later the building, but this building have 11,000 meters. and I want to change a little, because to put 11,000 meters in the center of Barcelona, it's dangerous to be too tough. Okay. I'm going to explain now the houses, no? How my worrying about the circulation of the people, no? This is how I put the buildings back, how the people pass underneath. This is the view from the passage. I make the passage underneath of my houses, and I create a cantilever to permit you see, when you cross the passage, you see underneath of the cantilever. In a way, I make the shape of the houses is following the movement of the people. I observe the people, the movement of the people, and it's the movement of the people that make the shape of the house, no? And how my desire, sorry the English, to be part of the context, no? Not to play, because you will see this is a square that I have 3 facades, but I didn't want to transform this space of Barcelona the Pinos square. And you will observe that each building, each facade of this square enter in dialogue of the thing that I have back. And at the end, it's this broken part of the city. So, Cosido, you must help me sometime. Yeah. No, here is clear how I continue this, and you observe. You will see later how in the Massana the scale of everything is a big scale because it's an institutional building. Instead, here the scale of the halls are more domestic, no? And I try to find a rhythm, making different. This is a room. Sometimes the window is in a part. Another, I play where the living room is a box that go up. The sleeping room is in the back, and like that, I find some quality in the facade. No? And okay, I can pass quickly, but. It's to create different areas, no? Playing with this domesticity. Near the houses are some small trees, no? And the big space is divided in smallest public spaces, no? Okay, and from the interior is completely transparent. The protection is protection of the sun, and now okay, this is model working models. No, what happened with the Massana? No, the Massana was a very old institution, the oldest school in the municipality of Barcelona, and is arts and craft. And at the beginning, how I explained, they have all this building with the courtyard, no? And talking with the professor, they was very worrying about to move in a very urban building and to lose this relation with the exterior. No, I say, okay, this is good for me because if they want terrace, that may the possibility to break the building, to change the scale in 2 volumes and create. With this movement, I create full of terrace everywhere. I was a little worrying to appear in big, to broken in 2 volumes, change this perception. And also, you will see later, maybe I go here and come back. No, the solution of the program is so easy. It's 2 L's with accordion in the middle, no, with this connection, that this connection finish all the time with a terrace. And this is beautiful because the students, when they move around the school, they have always a perception of the beautiful area that they are, no? And what's happening with that? No, I make 2 movements. The stairs, you see, one is here, the other here. They make, and then, sorry. And with these 2 movements, the hall, this terrace, make a composition, an abstract composition that change the scale. Because if you observe, this is 6th floor, but don't appear like that, no? Okay, this is to explain. And now to explain how I cover all the building with this ceramic that have 2 functions. No? In a way, this ceramic is to protect the intimity of the students, but also to protect the people that are in the square. You see the terrace. This is a ceramic, is semi-industrial. It's made by Tony Cumeya, the one that make the building in Lisboa. But the pretension is this neutral facade give a background curtain to the square. And also another thing, when I observe the perspective of all the street, I realize that this corner that is seen see, from the main street, Carme, is the most important. In a way, this is the main facade of La Massana, no? And I decide to put the entrance here to make the most tension of the building in this point, and preserve the student from the tourists that find in and I make again I put the facade back to create this area, no? This idea of articulation, small spaces, no? And this is the ground floor with the exhibition. I decide to enter from here, facing this connection with the old courtyard of the hospital, but make a big window for exhibition. This is the exhibition room, but taking a part of the tourists that are here, no? And one thing that is very common in my projects is from outside looks very solid, but inside is full of light, no? This is the light arrive for everywhere, no? And I say I like to be understood this ground floor like a street. For that reason, for example, the corridor here, instead to make a railing, I make windows, no? And this is window the same that the windows that are here with the classroom, no? And the third facade is the ceiling. And yeah, I pass quickly. And from inside, this ceramic protect more the intimity of the work of the people. You understand my English? Because I am a little tired for this. No, it's only because it's about context, how everything is in dialogue with the context. For example, this is the theater. Instead to continue the facade, this is my territory, I move to focus and to give perspective to the entrance, no? And here is when I arrive in the other street that is more consolidated, is more, because in front of the square is more sculptural, is more free the shape, but when I arrive at this area, I become flat, I change the color to be more agree with the context, no? And the other part is more, yeah. And in the middle of the project, I received the commission of make a new facade of the Boqueria, no? And again, I start to study the Boqueria. And I say the Boqueria was a provisional roof that this in the middle of a square, like La Plaza Real, that never was finished. And yeah, and say if they ask me to make a facade, I say I don't want to make a facade because if I make a facade, I'm going to transform this in a building, and this is not a building. And they said me, but we have three problems. We have the problem of water, when it rains. We have the problem of sun, and I have the problem of the wind. I say, okay, I'm going to resolve in my way this problem, but not to make a facade. And the solution was to create this small roof that enter inside the hall and give, again, a scale more domestic, and the control of the wind and the water is easier. And the rules of nowadays gave me a dimension of the pillar terrible, and I decided to make the pillar in 2 layers, no, and to put all the water, the drainage, the drain in the middle inside the pillars, no. No, but this was the solution, no? And also because this building that was done, I didn't like. I wanted to put this building in second line, no? At the beginning, I start following the shape of the roof, like that. But what happened? When I arrived here, instead to put this building in second line, I make a fronton, I make a door, no? And I changing the instead to make a porting like that, making and I create the focus here, the focus, and I pass, no, from, and I really put this building in second line. And now I change completely context, but again, how my worrying about context, this is an hotel in Mallorca, in Pollença, and they asked me to make a new spa and 4 small villas. And again, observing the territory, the culture of Mallorca, and I observe how this wall, how the topography is changing with this wall, no? And this is my context before my actuation, no? The wall here, no? And was the ampliation of the spa in the ground floor here, and to build 4 houses here. This is the context, no? And I start saying, okay, I'm going to take these walls and move to create spaces here, no? You see, this is the line, the superposition of, to create, because I didn't want to be seen from the street, from nowhere, no? And the ampliation of the spa, no? That was this basement, no? I changed the wall like that, not to be seen here. This is the solution, no? But, okay, I pass quickly. But from the top, you don't see anything. And each village, each villa, see all the landscape, only the landscape, no? Because each villa look at some different part, no? And also the ampliation of the spa, because I was very worried to give, because my client asked me that transparent, I want an spa transparent, all glass, and I was worrying not to make this big building over a fragile basement, no? And okay, it's the village, no? Okay, I pass. No, but this is the thing I say, no? That when you are here, you see only landscape. You don't see anything, only the landscape for you. And okay, and I broke the wall here, because from outside you seem that you are underneath, but when you are inside, it's completely transparent, no? Because this, when you go out from here, you see it is in diagonal, you go out and you see all the view, and from here, okay, and we are landscape. And this is the existing spa with this basement, and my worrying to give shadow, to make a solid basement, no? Okay. The solution was to create a shadow with pergolas and another, this landscape also. I must explain this project because I received this commission from a telephone call, Naomi Million. Say, do you want, they said me, she said me, do you want to make a pavilion in Australia? I said, my God. Yeah, and she explained me the context. Each year I make a pavilion, I offer a pavilion to the city, and I choose architects from all around the world, and it's only for 6 months. After disappear, we move to another place. And at the moment, the pavilion was done by Renkuljas, no? And I say, wow, no? And each year, the pavilion must be different. Everybody expects how is the new pavilion. After Renkuljas, I was a little, and I was completely blocked. To think in abstract was, I couldn't. I make for several months, from the moment that I received the telephone call, I make a lot of, I couldn't. And when I arrived there, in 2 days, I make the project. This is from Google, this is the pavilion of Renkuljas, but when I went, I observed this monticle, this mount. This small mount. That was very funny because everybody was sitting in these mounts, no? And I say, okay, I want to make something with these mounts. And Rem make a beautiful pavilion, but was a room. When was full, was beautiful, but when was empty, was empty. And I say, no, I don't want to make something that in a moment you feel empty. And with these two ideas, but after the most important is the observation of these mounts, no? And this was my basement, because each year the pavilion must be with this basement, no? That is the municipality offered to Naomi this basement, no? ¿Lo digo bien? ¿Sí? Okay. I start, you see, this is a small model, how I start to sing, and I say, okay, I'm going to fold these two plants, and I cross, and one part is the leg, and the other is supported by a monticle. And the people send me, the organization, here come a lot of air. I say, okay, I'm going to put another monticle to protect the wind, no? And this is my plan, no? You see, each time I design these monticles that are very simple. You don't perceive not a lot, but quite nice. No, this is the plant. The monticle for me is okay because they transform in the bunches. And this is the one that protects from the wind. And the big one was empty to storage all the thing that I need for actuation, no? And this is the result. I make the monticle because I like it to offer to the people to see it, but the municipality didn't permit because they was afraid that the people can come and put up to the roof, no? But we managed to make the fence, and the people can stay in the first part, no? Yeah, this is, and it's beautiful because it's this idea of empty. You can pass through. Yeah, and also I must say that Naomi sent me, because it's a woman that I have a collection of art, modern art. It's a very cultivated woman, and they have a lot of respect with architects and artists. And she said me, you can do anything you want, but protect us from the water. And all the time saying me, Carmen, please, the water. Because I suppose they had problem with the other pavilion, I don't know, because it was. And I say, okay, I'm going to make something with the water. Then the roof is 2 layers, good, and in the middle is the metraquilato, and also is 2 layers because, you know, the metraquilato, when rain, make a lot of noise, no? And like that, with the 2 layers, that stop the noise of the water. But, you see, all the water you see pass, no? Gliss? Slide, no? In the middle of these 2 layers, and going to this big canal, and this big canal arrive to the mountain, to the mount. And you see the seats, no? The mount is also for the seats, no? You see, this is the only part that was permitted. But when they sent me, you must make a fence, to me, I was destroyed. But at the end, I say, okay, I'm going to make a fence that is transformed in decoration, no? And I convinced them making here like a fossa, because I had to put the fence more than 1 meter. But making a hole, you see here, I make a hole full of plants, and the municipality control the height from the hole. Okay. And no, and the actuation, because I study thinking that the actuation would be in the center, but in a moment I thought, my God, maybe the actuation can be in a bar, and what I can do with the empty space in the center, and I invite this small bunches, no? And this. Because this bunch had to be easy to fold, and not to take a lot of space, and invite this, that is 3 pieces, no? You see? And the third one, make that, and this whole help, no? You see? And we build this, we construct these bunch in Barcelona, and was almost 50 in a very small box, and fly to Melbourne, because it was cheaper make this in Barcelona than in Melbourne. No, this. I love this, because it's like animals, no? Yeah. And this is another, I had this project in the last position, but Carlos asked me to put here. I don't have a lot of slides to explain, because I thought that I wouldn't have time. But I jump, and now I explain. Because if we talk about context here, I didn't have context. Because I arrived, this is a land in Guadalajara, Mexico. When we arrived, there was nothing. And we didn't know how it's going to develop this area, no? And my client asked me to make something singular. In this moment, because change, now I have another tower here with more than 3 times the volume of this tower. But in this time that the volume of the construction was not very big, but the permission of the high was free. And I said to the client, if we want to be some singular, we must be high. And I convinced them to make, because before, you see, the all was flat. And to talk with the context, I say, I can't talk with context. And I say, the context in Guadalajara is the fantastic weather that they have. They have 24 degrees all the year. Maybe in winter, at 9 is colder. And I had trees, only that. But trees that are going to disappear. But I start to dialogue with the trees. This is my first sketches, because the commission was a tower of small offices, no? And I start to think with the public buildings. Normally, in the beginning, was around a courtyard, no? And always the circulation of air. In a moment that the building start to grow up, this courtyard become solid, and is circulation, installation, structure. I say, okay, I'm going to do the same, but making, again, free the center. No? And this is my first sketch. I say, I take the center, I divide in 3 pieces, in 3 towers, leaving the center completely, again, empty, and this volume support the boxes of offices like a tree, in a way, no? With equilibrium, no? This is the trunk, and this is the branches, no? And, you know, I make a lot of small, because I say that sometimes it's to find the rules of structure, no? That resolve the program, resolve the structure and give a game to find the final shape. And here I had the rule of structure, of how I resolve the problem, because also I don't want to make a tower that is only a dialogue of a language of skin. All the big offices is facing the exterior, and most of the people work inside. I say, I want to offer the people that work here a contact with the exterior, no? And for that reason, this tower permit all that in cantilever, and at the center, again, open, no? And you see the first sketches that make the tower, thinking here is the corridor, and that permit offices looking in this area and in this. And not to make this like a chimney, you see how I start to find this shape. For example, how I wanted to be big, but I had a limited number of meters. I start to make this enormous hall. I take 3 floors, I put the 3 floors up, and that permit also to give perspective from the courtyard, no? And the first, at the beginning, I knew how to work, to finish, no? The game was easy at the top. I make different things. But I had a difficult to know how to arrive to the ground floor. And then the client said me, I have a possible client that want to buy 1 floor, with connection with the exterior, no? I say, okay, fantastic. That I'm going to now I have the basement, no? And I make the lobby of the rest over this floor. Is this, no? And also, for example, here how the offices had been suspended to work in equilibrium, and that made me to cut the parking, no, to permit to be the building suspended, no. And again, how I changed the scale, no, like here was the contrary, no. In La Massana, I wanted to appear small, and I wanted to appear big. For that reason, you see these windows. These windows are small and sometimes it's very low. You see because also the towers, I wanted to appear high, and I don't show the window ni the fence or railing. And I transform the different floor in like an ornament of the big pillar, no? And the center, you see, this that is not like a chimney, because you have all the time this big terrace that give light to the interior, no? Yeah. And if you observe, no, how this window is so low, and this is a floor, and you see how many. And everybody said me, this is skylight. It's nothing. It's 60 meters high. And now I am surrounding with big tower, but I came not last week, but 2 weeks ago, that is completely changed the territory, but have his own dignity, resist well the evolution of the area. You are tired, not? Because you have been, no? I explain another one. Siza. You are tired? One more? One more. You want finish? No, it's only to talk about, I'm going to be very quick, but the context, no, is there are student and young architects context, dialogue, is my opinion. And also to be worrying about society and our responsibility how architects is to give the people the place of relation. We have the possibility to make the people citizens, no? To have more sense of community. And this is our responsibility. We must not forget this. Okay, this is Zaragoza. For a lot of years, this was the train. You know that the train now don't need so many rails. And then now the station moved here. This is the Ferrate station. And the city have now this enormous area. And for a lot of years, all this neighborhood, that is a worker neighborhood, was separate of the old city through the train. And the master plan that they present was a line of buildings facing the beautiful city, putting back the worker neighborhood. I said, no, I don't want, because my area was this, and the master plan was to take all this area. I say, no, I don't want. I want to be the door that connects the old city to the worker neighborhood, no? And this is my first sketches, because this is Caixa Forum, is a cultural center, is 2 showrooms, one double 800, 400, for temporary art, temporary exhibition. And my first idea is say, okay, I want to put up to permit the city pass over me, but the thing that I don't want is to put this was my first idea here. This is more, no? I say, no, I don't want one room in front of another or one room over. No, I say, I want after to see an exhibition to have some space of the comprehension, to see far vision, to prepare to see the next exhibition. No, I say I don't want to connect 2 exhibitions through elevator, on to open a door and enter another, one Pollock, the other Van Eyck, I don't know. I say I need spaces of the preparation, the comprehension, to prepare to see another thing. For that reason, how are the exhibition is so high, I can put one like that, and when you go out from one room, you see the city, and you prepare and to see the other. No, and this is the sketch, the structure. No, is cross. Each showroom is in this L. No, and the structure in diagonal. No, to support. At the beginning, I have cleared this. I didn't have so clear how to support this. And then with the memory of Torre Cube, we make the structure here to the walls on here. You see, this is the wall that can continue use here. This wall with the escalator continues here. That means that I can cut like that. And also, this is the supporting in the other, the contraposition. Also, I cut in the other, no? I will see here, no? I cut in the 2, no? And the big beam is in the floor, and this is the showroom that when you go out, outside, you see the city. This is 2 meters and 30 centimeters, enough to see the city. And also, I say, okay, a door is a door. I don't want that all the city pass underneath of my building. I want to create a door. And I say, okay, the door is here. What happened with the other volume? And take a time, but then I discovered that we can make a garden going down, not to permit pass underneath the other volume and pick up the people from the ground floor. No, I like this. Not to see the dimension. No, and okay, I pass quickly. The construction, and also to change the scale. For example, in the middle, I couldn't put the second stair. I put the second stair outside. But if the stair arrives to the ground floor, it's clear that it's a stair. And I say, okay, in a moment, I jump to the other part of the wall, no, in this direction and the other, and change the fence. And I make a fence 3 meters, and I transform the stair in a kind of decoration. No? Okay, I pass quickly. This is the model that we did for the competition. I must say that also to change the scale, the aluminum, I make the holes. I didn't want, because I make a 1-to-1 with this hole, and because if you see here, you don't see, this is the model, but when I build, the hole make a drawing too much, in my opinion. But it's this, no? But this big, because you see, again, to change the scale, no? To appear more like something in the middle of the park, more friendly. Because when you observe the housing that you have behind, you realize how big is this, no? Everything is full of tricks, no? The stair helped me to change the scale. I don't. That then the municipality came the crisis, and they lost of the money, and this had to be the door to connect, but they don't have no money to throw away the old station, and okay, to demolish. Sometime. Okay. But again, from outside you see very solid. From inside is full of light. This is the stair. How my worrying to make the stair that is for fire, but give dignity to the stairs. No, it's protected with the fire. These glasses are 5 centimeters, but no. Okay, I pass. I pass quickly. And also when I arrive at the, because all the time they say me, for the showroom, be neutral, be neutral. And when I arrive at the last floor, I say, basta neutral, no? And here, no, you see the structure crossing the restaurant. And also they asked me to make different, the possibility to make a restaurant smaller. And I create this curtain with the guide with a free geometry. But no, and okay. Now, and how I make this different volume, when you are in the top, The other volume is in the level of the cafeteria, no? And you have this beautiful terrace that you see the Ebro, no? The river. And I plant the trees because the beam that support the other volume have pero ¿cómo dices un piso? A floor, no? That permit to put the earth for, no? Yeah, and when you go down, no, you are underneath, no, but you receive the light through the garden that go down, no. This is you see the beam that support. This is the place that I put the earth for the trees. This is the interior of and this is the garden that go down. No, and this idea of the architecture that must make rituals, no? Help to make rituals, no? In a sense that people go down from the lobby, but when go out through the garden and reach the city. And now they ask me to change a little the pavement because it's always full of parties here. Because each actuation then finish with a party outside, no? Yeah, and I explain now how I make this drawing because I wanted at 9 is a building that instead to be illuminated, it's a building that illuminate the city at that all. Thanks. And I must say, thanks to Carlos Muro to permit to make a lecture that I have Siza in my audience. That is, it's a lot.